Good morning, folks, and welcome back to our Inspiring Thoughts from the Bible, live from Jerusalem with Rabbi Chaim Goldberg. I'm so enjoying this class as we've been churning through the book of Genesis. I pick up all kinds of beautiful, beautiful tidbits that, for me, are just pulling together puzzle pieces that seem to connect a lot of notion and unscramble a lot of conjecture and actually bring to life scriptures. And now, this class was originally designed for our wonderful friends in Europe, and as always, we're joined by our wonderful friends in Vilnius, Lithuania, Mattis and Renat, and their families and their children. And it's just a joy to have this class. Plus, we got Timothy joining us, as always, from Nova Scotia, Canada, on the other side of my country. And, of course, Rabbi Chaim. Rabbi Chaim, I'm going to turn this over to you for the class. How are you today, and how is everything in Jerusalem?
Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Everything is great in Jerusalem. We're feeling fine. We have a lot of very good weather in the last few days, and we are enjoying the progress that we have here. Also, with this issue of this lesson, today we're going to speak about Cain and Abel. We're going to dive inside a bit to what's happening in this world, not only to speak about the heavens and all the places somewhere up there in heaven. We want to do things in life. Good to see all of you, and especially the Lithuanian branch.
Yes.
I think that this time we have they muted the phone, the microphone. I think that the Lithuanian people have a lot of new things that they can tell us, not less than things that last time you shared with us, Dan.
Yes.
Matas and Renat, Daiva. All of you, I'm sure that you have they have a lot of things very inspiring things that they're passing. I didn't ask from them to speak today, but hopefully next week they're going to share a bit with the things that they passed in the last few weeks, because they are being in a very nice and amazing progress of building up a community and working that more people will come inside, will join inside to this revolution that we're doing. Let's start learning. Everything is okay. We can start learning, right? I think that
sure.
you also holding the issue of the YouTube, right?
We're streaming live, and we've got several people joined us already, and it's all good. We got people from Europe and abroad. So
okay, so let's start learning a bit of the more things from the Bible. So to speak about Cain and Abel, again, unfortunately, I must say a few things that are not really popular and not really known to the people around the world, since we kept those issues inside ourselves. And some of the things that I'm going to speak today, I'm not going to be very politically correct. Okay, I'm warning from the beginning. I'm going to say I'm not going to be very
fair warning. Yes.
I'm going to be what the Bible is saying. Let's speak with the Bible. So we'll start with a bit of Hebrew. First of all, we'll say a few things that we spoke last week. Last week, we spoke about I'm going to speak about the Hebrew language, a bit of insights from the Hebrew language. Last week, we spoke about 3 levels that we have in the relationships between men and women. The first one is in chapter number 1. In the Hebrew, it says Zachar u'Nekeva. In the English, we can say male and female. We all know that also in the animal world, we have this male and female. Those two together can combine a new life. Then we have the second level, it's Ish ve'Isha. Ish ve'Isha is man and woman. Mm-hmm. It's more specific. Again, in the Hebrew language, we say the word Adam, that is containing both of them. But the word Ish ve'Isha is a bit one level ahead than just male and female. It's also starting to speak much more personality, not only being on the level of the animals. And then we have the issue of the name. Name in the Hebrew language is my purpose. And when I have a name, I'm moving from being just some sort of a tool or an object. In the Hebrew, you say object, but in the English, it's more the right word to say a tool, to become a person, a personality, someone that I can speak with, who have his own ideas, who have his own will, who have his own wish, and he can decide other things than others, and each one can decide something else. So when you have a name, Adam v'Chava, Adam and Eve, so you have suddenly a personality here that is being popped up, and those are the three letters that we spoke last week. We also said something that came to us from Rabbi Akiva, okay, the one who said, "Ve'ahavta lereacha kamocha," ze klal gadol b'Torah, to love your friends like you love yourself. It's a very big, important rule in the Torah, in the Bible. And we know him with a few stories that are moving along the history with us. That Rabbi Akiva also loved his wife very, very much, and also his nation. And he is teaching us this rule of the words Ish v'Isha. We spoke last week that each sentence, or each word in the Hebrew is being contained from letters, and each letter is also a word, and the word Ish v'Isha is containing the same word, the word fire, Esh, Aleph Shin, the blue one, another two letters in the men's side. It says the letter Yud, and in the woman's side it says the letter Hey, and together it's happening to be Esh, fire, and also the name of God. Both of them, each one of them is giving something, and together, this is what Rabbi Akiva is teaching us, together, if they know how to bring God inside to them together, it's with a lot of blessing. If they don't know and God is going outside, it's a lot of a fire between them. It's a lot of fights, okay? That is not managing never to be an endless fight. I'll say it like that. So this is something about the Hebrew language that we spoke about. And I want to go to another thing that we've heard or we know from the Hebrew language, the word kinyan. Kinyan, it's a bit hard to find the exact words of what is kinyan, but you can say that someone who is buying something, a buyer, or a property. I have a property, it's my kinyan, it's my property. Or acquired. Okay, acquired. Acquired is also something that I bought. It's something that is mine. The word kinyan is saying that this is mine. I bought it. This is my property. And how do you say it in English? I acquired. Yes, it's mine. This is the word kinyan. So let's remember this word. I'm not teaching all the Hebrew here. There's a reason why we're teaching this. And another thing that I want to show, what we said before. When I'm saying, what is your name? Basically, in Hebrew, I'm asking, what's your destiny? Okay? I'm saying, sorry, Timothy, what is your name? So basically, I'm asking you, what is your destiny? What is the meaning of your name? What are you carrying on your shoulders with your name? That is your purpose of life, destiny in your life. And it's the same with everything. So everybody else. And we can see it also already with something that we have already learned. And I'm asking you, Dan, please to read this verse in Genesis number 2. Now we're going to go inside of Genesis number 4, but chapter 4. But please read this, Dan.
And the Lord God formed from the earth every beast of the field and every fowl of the heavens, and he brought it to man to see what he would call it. And whatever the man called each living thing, that was its name, in Genesis 2:19.
Okay, so we say that what the man is doing here, what Adam is doing here, okay, he is calling the destiny of each thing in this world. He is giving a name. The name is a destiny. Okay, God, this is the main thing that men knows how to do this in this world. So I spoke once before that this is also something that we're doing in the universities. We're learning everything, and we're understanding the destiny, we're understanding the purpose of everything in this world, and we're giving names to everything in this world. By the way, the universities, they have a very interesting hobby of in the first year of each faculty to give for the same issues different names. So each root will manage to speak in their own language, even though they're giving the same understanding. But this is something from the university issue. I won't go inside to this too much. The issue is that this specific issue of name is so important in the Hebrew nation. That is defining the destiny, the purpose of each thing that have this name. And this is why it's very important to listen to the names of the things that we have in the Bible. Now, we can, after this, I will say another one thing, very important. I will give another example where we see that the name is changing the destiny in the Bible. Okay? We'll take someone, a person who doesn't have any kids. He can't have any kids. And God is saying to him, I will change your name. Therefore, this destiny that you don't have any kids will change. And from now on, you will have kids. So who is this person? It's very important, very known one. This is Abraham. Okay? So please read from the Rashi. Okay, what God is explaining to him when he is doing with him when God is speaking with Abraham, please. And he took him outside.
And he took him outside. According to its simple meaning, he took him out of his tent, outdoors to see the stars. But according to its midrashic interpretation, he said to him, go out of your astrology, for you have seen in the signs of the zodiac that you are not destined to have a son. Indeed, Abram will have no son, but Abraham will have a son. Similarly, Sarai will not give birth, but Sarah will give birth, and I will give you another name, and your destiny will change.
Amazing. Avram. His name was Avram, and God changed it to Avraham. He added this hey. And the word Sarai got changed to the word Sarah. And if you will look carefully, we will see that those are also the words or the letters of the name of God, that God is playing with them, changing them. And when he changed the name, he changed the destiny of those two people. And then Isaac can come. Matas went away, but he have also Isaac there. Isaac, he went from the screen. Okay, he didn't lift us. So now, after we changing the destiny, after we changing the name of Abraham and Sarai to Abraham and Sarah, now they will have a different destiny. For the name is very important. In Hebrew, we know the word anti-Semitic. Okay, yeah. It's coming from the word of the third son of Noah. His name was Shem. Shem, okay? Anti-Semitic is anti-Shem. The Hebrew nation is from the Shem destiny. And anti-Semitic is someone who is against the Shem destiny. Now the Shem destiny, it's the same word. The word Shem is destiny, his name. And the Hebrew nation is giving purpose, is giving destiny to everything in this world. While there are other cultures who are just living here. But the Hebrew nation, it's very important to give name, to give destiny, to give purpose for everything in this world. Because God, who is one God, created everything.
Wow, Rabbi, that's amazing. So you're saying the term anti-Semitic is actually being anti-destiny.
Some sort, especially the anti-Semitic and anti-destiny of the Hebrew nation. But the Hebrew nation mainly is trying to give destiny to everything in this world.
Right.
Give to show the importance of every side of this world, that nothing will go away, nothing will vanish, because if God created something here, and it's the same,
It has a purpose.
So it have a purpose. So, but we're starting with the names, the name of everything. Okay, till here we have, I lay down the beginning of, to start to understand what is going to happen here in chapter number 4, and let's see if we will manage to go away more than just two first verses of chapter number 4. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the first verse of chapter number 4. New and unexpected historical events. והאדם ידע את חווה אשתו, ותהר ותלד את קין, ותאמר קניתי איש את השם. Please, Dan, read this sentence.
Now the man knew his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and bore Cain. And she said, I have acquired a man with the Lord. Okay.
The first thing that we're going to speak about, it's a bit more technical thing. I will say it like that. Technical thing. I won't go inside too much to the Hebrew vocabulary, not vocabulary, to the Hebrew grammar, okay?
Grammar.
Yes. But the words "Ve'ha'adam yada" is bringing us, those two words are written down a bit weird for the Hebrew grammar. I won't go inside to this too much. I won't deep inside to this. And we need to ask ourselves, when the Bible is saying, now the man knew his wife Eve, when exactly this happened? It happened after they were kicked out from Eden,
right?
Or it happened already when they were in heaven, in Eden. And the difference is very important. So first of all, we will see what the Midrash is saying, what Rashi is bringing us. Please read it, Dan. Now,
okay. Now the man knew. This took place prior to the above episode, before he sinned and was banished from the Garden of Eden. Also, the conception and the birth took place before. Rashi says that. Wow.
This is Rashi.
I have never heard this.
Okay. So here it is. It was worth seeing all this lesson only for this. Now, we need to understand this is one of the most biggest debates. I said I'm not going to be very politically correct. I'm going to say things straight ahead. One of the biggest debates that the Hebrew nation have against the Christian world and the Christian understanding. The question is very simple. Are we saying that every man who was born in this world became only after Adam and Eve did their sin in heaven? Or we're saying that people were born before the sin? And the difference is very simple. If we will say that everybody was born only after the sin, and this is basically what the Christian world is saying. So what we are saying here, that every person in this world is a sinner because he was born after the sin and he needs mercy from God. But if we will say that those things happened, or that man knew his wife, and we have the beginning of the generations before the sin, stand that everybody here basically is very pure, I will say, very clean. He is not a sinner. And when he is coming to this world, he needs to debate a lot of things, but he doesn't suppose to recover the sin of Adam and Eve.
Right.
This is how the Hebrew nation understand this issue. We are not recovering the sin of Adam and Eve. By the way, in breakfast, I will say, King David already organized or did the repentance of Adam and Eve. And this is a different midrash and how it says it. The midrash is saying in some sort of a way that the first man, Adam, was supposed to live 1,000 years. He lived only 930 years, and the rest 70, of the 70 years, of his 70 years, are the 70 years of King David, because King David came and did repentance for the sin of Adam and Eve in Eden.
Wow.
All of us are supposed to deal with different issue. We are going to learn this issue now, but we need to know that everything, even though it was written down after the sin of Adam and Eve, it took the birth of Cain and Abel took place before the sin. Therefore, they are not sinners. They are clean people that here they need to deal with other things. This is
wow. That's
two
huge.
different paths from the Judaism for one side and the Christian world for the other side. This is how I'm calling it a technical issue, but it's of course it's something with a lot of influence how to approach life.
Rabbi, can we extrapolate? As we read earlier, where it said the man and the woman were naked and they were not ashamed before.
Right.
It said that prior to the fall they were naked. Can we surmise what Rashi is extrapolating here from that passage as well?
Yes, but I want to remind us all that when we're speaking about, first of all, yes, in the most lowest level. But I want to remind us all that everything that is happening in Eden, it's without the body yet. So it's some sort of a soul of the man, of the woman, of the snake. It's everything together there. It's all part of one man. And this soul has few, and it's like a triangle, three faces, okay? The face of the snake, the face of the woman, and the face of the man.
Right.
And all of them together is one man. But it is true that you can say that, and this is what the Midrash is saying. The Midrash is saying that in Eden, okay, before the sin, they went to the bed, two people, and they came and they went down from the bed, seven people, okay? Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, and Cain had also a twin sister, and Abel also had two twins, women. So together they were already seven people. And it also says that the snake was a bit jealous to see that Adam and Eve having some sort of connection that today we're explaining this as a sexual connection. But again, it was in the level of the
soul. Yeah.
Soul. It was the level of the soul. So it's not the same connection that we're speaking here. I want to remind us all also that we spoke something like 4 or 5 weeks ago that everything that we are eating, the same thing like the sexual issue that we have today. Also in the Bible, it says in one place in Genesis that eating bread is the same like a sexual issue, because it's the same issue of putting something inside my body and that it's becoming part of my body, like the issue of the sexual issue on the same level. So we need to speak about all of those things in a bit of a higher level, not in the level of the animals, because we are not animals. Again, it's all question of our mindfulness, what exactly we are putting inside those actions. So those are the things that we spoke. The main point here, I wanted to show that people were not born as sinners. We are born very clean. We might, along the years, most of us are doing some sort of sins, but it's like a dirt. When you have a dirt on your hand, you can clean it up. If we would think like the Christian world, so it's not a dirt that we have on our hands, so we can clean it up.
Right.
Something that, we got, it's an inner issue.
Woven in there like fabric, yeah.
Yes, we can't wipe it out. In the Hebrew tradition, we say, no, everyone was born clean person. And he might do sins, so he can do repentance. But after all, he is a clean person, and he can clean himself from everything bad that he did. It's a very important note and a difference between the Hebrew understanding and
Yes.
the Christian world.
Right.
First point that is not politically correct. So let's continue on with this. Let's continue on. So now I'll read the sentence in Hebrew, and you will read it again in English. והאדם ידע את חווה אשתו, ותהר, ותלד את קין, ותאמר, קניתי איש את השם. Please read it in English.
Now the man knew his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and bore Cain. And she said, I have acquired a man with the Lord.
So I have a question. If she gave birth Cain, she was pregnant, right? You can't give a birth without being pregnant, right?
That's right. And it takes a bit of time too.
Now, today it takes time because the curse, but in Eden, it was very fast. Okay, like the chicken. The chicken is taking every morning. The chicken is taking new egg every day, new egg. So on the same level, it was there. It was very fast. But the question is very simple: why the Bible is saying to us that she was pregnant? We don't need this word. This word is useless here, right? It's useless. We know that.
I think it explains that there's definitely a biological link. I mean, there's an action, there's a creative action going on there.
Excellent. First of all, you're saying something amazing, and you're saying to us, and this is why I said it's new and unexpected. If we are showing this or we're comparing this to Adam and Eve were not born by anybody. They were created by God. They knew that. They looked on their body. They knew everything that they were created. They didn't have any father or mother. Suddenly, something new came here. And this is what the Bible is trying to say to us. We are so regular to know that when people are getting married, after a few months or a year or two, they have the pregnancy, and then also a child is born. We are so regular to this issue. So we're not, I will say, surprised to read this sentence. This is a very normal sentence. But think about Adam and Eve. For them, it was amazing, unexpected, and they were shocked. They looked and said, something is happening here in my stomach. Something is happening here. It's going outside. Wow, newborn, amazing. For them, it was something very unusual, very unexpected. And I will say another thing that, again, I won't go inside to this too much, but this word being pregnant, become pregnant, the word pregnant, this word is not being mentioned in the Bible always. There are a lot of times that the Bible is saying that they gave birth, this and that. And we need to understand that we are moving to another stage in this world. So if Adam and Eve, their situation was dealing with the issue of things that happened between them and God, now we are going to a new world where things are going to behave different. We're moving one step ahead. And I will ask another question, very important one, to try to understand what is happening here. Who exactly she gave birth? To whom exactly she gave birth? Or what happened when she gave birth? Who came out from her stomach?
Well, I think, like you said, the definitions earlier with the property, with the acquired, yeah.
Okay, so what we're saying here, basically, it's also amazing. I think she was supposed to give birth to a newborn child, and then she needs to call him Cain, right? She didn't gave birth to a newborn child. She gave birth to Cain. Cain came out. That's it. This is his name. I think that usually what's happening, that, and it's also written in the Bible like that for almost, except for one more place, okay? In Asaph. Also in Asaph, it also says that she gave birth, and everybody called him Asaph. And she gave birth to Cain. Usually, you're giving birth to a baby, and then you're deciding, I will call him this and this name.
Yes.
What happened here? What happened here is something a bit different. And I need to explain this. Basically, Cain is a Messiah. The Mashiach, Messiah. Cain is a Messiah. I will explain what I'm saying. Adam and Eve, both of them, were created by God. Therefore, the distance between them and God is without any, you can't have any connection between those two. God is giving life, and they are getting life. It's two different realms. You can never give those two realms to come to join together. One is taking all the time, Adam and Eve, and one is giving all the time. If you want to be close to one of your friends or something like that, you need to think like him, you need to feel like him. Here,
Right.
are feeling just the opposite thing. Now, they got life without any, I will say, without paying anything for this. They got it for free as a present. This is also the word present. The word presency or presence is what's happening now. I have life. It's a present, and it's so embarrassing to get such a present. When is the first time that Adam and Eve felt that they are doing something like the Creator? They are also giving life. When Cain came out. Therefore, Cain for them, for Adam and Eve, is like the Messiah. It managed to bring them from the level of only getting life from God to a couple who is also giving life, like God. And suddenly they're managing to move a bit from some bigger, I would say, the most separation that they have from God to get a bit closer to God. So for Adam and Eve, when she gave birth in the Hebrew language. The word Cain is what? We explained this before, this is what you said. The word Cain is like the property. Okay, Adam and Eve, when Cain came out, they said to themselves, wow, suddenly we can move from only getting life and only getting presence from God. We are managing to move one level ahead to be closer to God, to be like God, to give life. We brought, a man from God. And this is what it says here, I have acquired a man with the Lord. I'm connected with God, like God gave me life, like that God gave me life. I'm also giving life. So she gave birth to whom? Not to a child. She gave birth to a Messiah. This is her Messiah. And basically, the Messiah is the man of Adam. The son of Adam. This is how it's written down in Daniel, in other places, in Yechezkel. So, and this is, they were sure that here it is, he came. Now for us, we are moving. We are managing to be closer to God. And this is the word that we explained before, that we acquired, part. We are connected now with God because we are on the same level. We also gave life and not only took life. Till here, everything is good. If you don't have any questions, we will continue on. It's going to be much more complicated. Be aware. Be aware. Okay, so this is the first stage. The first stage is she's not giving a birth just for a child. She's giving a birth to having part of more connected, more related to God. So let's go on.
Which is part of their destiny as well, right?
Exactly. His destiny also is that so let's move on now and speak about Cain for a moment, Cain, what's happening when the first son is being birth. Okay, is coming to the family. You can ask Matas. Now, Matas is in a mentor, then this situation. Let's ask Isaac, what's happening? Everybody, all the grandmothers, grandfathers, all the parents is coming to this young son and saying to him, Putzi, 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 what's a wonderful son. He is like you're the father, he's like you're the mother. He is the main person in this world. Everybody is focused. He now is the person who is a property of all of the world. Everybody is around him. Everybody is hugging him. Everybody loves him. He is the next generation. He is a property for the next generation, for everybody else. This is how Cain is feeling, right? This is how the firstborn son is feeling. You will see it soon, Matas, with your son. Everything needs to go in his directions. Fair enough. Now, if we had a surprise for the firstborn son that came, for the first Cain that came here, let's be a bit more surprised. Now, we already know the continuous of the Bible because we read it a few times. But let's try to read it, word by word, when we don't know the next step, I will say it like that. We don't know what's happening next. Let's see what's happening now. I will read it in Hebrew and you will read it in English. ותוסף ללדת את אחיו את הבל, ויהי הבל רועה צאן, וקין היה עובד הצאן. Please, Dan, read it.
And she continued to bear his brother Abel, and Abel was a shepherd of flocks, and Cain was a tiller of the soil.
Okay. We need to, I organized this verse in a sentence after sentence to see how much we need to be surprised for each sentence that is coming here. First of all, the first thing that she continued to bear. Why? We don't need another one. Enough is one. One is enough. We have the Messiah already. Why do we need to do more? But Tosef, it's more and more and more. Why? Why do we need it? I don't know. I don't know yet. I have no answers. But let's see how more. The next one, we don't know his name yet. We don't know his name. Before we know his name, we know something else. What do we know before we know his name? We know that he was a brother. My mistake. I'm apologizing now. I was supposed to show you now with the Hebrew something very, very unique. The word brother in Hebrew is the beginning of the word someone else. The word ach and the word acher, those are two words that are, for you just, this is the first two letters, and then you're adding another letter, it's someone else. And when you're adding another three more letters, it's, two more letters. It's, you will follow me. And when you're adding another letter, it's already responsibility. So it's starting with the word brother. It's continuing with the word someone else. It's continuing with the word follow me. And it's continuing with the word responsibility. All those words are starting with the word brother. Brother. So now we see that there is someone else with a different destiny. Altogether different destiny. He is not the Messiah. The first one was already the Messiah. The first one already gave me the title father and my wife the title mother. And we already not only taking life, we're also giving life. But the second one have a different destiny. First of all, in the eyes of Cain, he is, you know what the word Abel in Hebrew is? The word Abel in Hebrew is needless, unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I did homework. The word Abel in Hebrew he is needless. We don't need him. From the point of view of Cain, this second son that is coming here, unnecessary. I don't need him. I don't need him here. On the other side, the second one that is coming, who here is the second one in the family? I'm the second one. Done. Are you the second one, the first one, the only one? Done? In your
I have a sister that's older than I am, and I have a little brother. Actually,
So-
I have two
So
little
you came
brothers.
to this world as a second time. Matas,
Yes.
are you the second one, first one? Matas? Second also. Excellent.
I'm the middle one, second.
Excellent. Daiva, right? I said right? I can't see it. Second, the first one.
Yes, I have one brother.
An older one than you?
Yes, he's older than me.
Older, excellent. Matas. Renat, sorry.
I'm also the second.
Excellent. Timothy.
That doesn't mean we're needless, though, right?
He's a fourth one. The third one, excellent. Why I'm saying this? Because
Amanda is the first.
the third one, excellent.
Amanda is the first.
Matas is the first one. Okay, so Matas
Amanda is first.
Amanda is the first one. Okay, so now you will. She's the only one who will understand me till the end of what I'm saying. The second one, I'm also the second one. Okay, the second one, when he is coming to this family, he already knows. Okay, when he's looking around, that there is someone else before him. So he knows this issue of the other one, Acher, and he knows also the issue of the responsibility, I will say, to others. He's not the only one. But as the first one, after he was for 2, 3, 5, 7 years, he was alone. Suddenly another one is coming. I don't need him. Why do I need him? He's bothering me. Suddenly he's crying at night. My parents suddenly are not looking only at me, they're looking also on him. So I will say it like that. Cain was born as someone who wants to kill Abel.
Wow.
It's his destiny. He is the one who is here. And why do I need this unnecessary brother? This needless brother? Why do I need him? And the Cain, I will say, and we can see it also with the things that he is working. What Cain did in his life? He was, in Hebrew you say, Oved Adama.
Tiller of the soil. Yeah.
He was working with himself in the land itself. But Abel, what Abel did something else. He was shepherd. We know this word shepherd. We also use this word shepherd. Not only Abel was a shepherd, also Moses was shepherd, Abraham was shepherd, Isaac was shepherd. Okay. David
Rabbi, I have to ask at this juncture.
You're studying Moses. Just a moment. I will give you the time to ask. Just a moment. The issue of shepherd is taking responsibility on something else, on somebody else, on some other life. The destiny of Abel is to teach Cain that there is someone else in this world. The destiny of Cain is to understand that there is someone else in this world. But each one of them is viewing it in different ways. I will tell to all of us, we know the end of the story. The end of the story is that both of them are doing a sin. Abel is not managing to teach Cain his job, therefore he's getting a very big punishment. He's dying, okay, he's being killed, and Cain is doing his destiny, he's killing Abel, therefore he's getting away. And we'll continue on after that, we'll speak about this story. We need to understand that each one of them have a different destiny in this world. Different destiny. Cain is taking his parents outside from this very farthest from God. He's bringing them to be closer to God. And the destiny of the second one, of Abel, is to teach Cain that there are other people in this world. This is how we're starting this issue. Now, if you have questions, because we're going to bring it to even, I will say, higher complicated situation. We're going to look a bit about this world and what's happening in the last. I said I'm not going to be politically correct this today. Okay, more questions that you have. Yes.
Well, Rabbi, I wanted to point out or ask, as we've gone through this so far, and that they were allowed to freely eat of all the fruit of the trees of the garden, and we see that Cain was a tiller of soil. Why would there need to be a shepherd of flocks? It says, and Abel was a shepherd of flocks. If they were vegetarians or destined to be vegetarians, why shepherd flocks? What's the purpose to shepherd the flocks? Is this tie in with this needless and unnecessary statement that you're talking about? I mean, why would they have to shepherd? I mean, was it for wool? Was it for,
excellent question. It's an excellent question. And this is exactly what I'm explaining. Abel understands that his destiny in life is to be the educator of the people that are going to be born in this world. Therefore, the beginning of this is to shepherd the animals. And after you're training there in this field, you can go and shepherd people. The same thing that happened with Abraham, with Isaac, with Jacob, with Moses, who was for 40 years shepherding Jethro animals, and then he shepherded the Hebrew nation. The same with David. Everybody started with shepherd the animals, and then after the training there, they managed to go to people. You can't straight ahead go and start to shepherd people. You need to have a bit of a sense to start to listen to what's happening to the animals. And this is exactly what he's doing. He's doing his destiny. He's excellent. He's doing what he needs to do. And Cain is doing also his destiny. Cain is this world is his, and he's working the oil, the soil. He's working. Everybody is doing his destiny. But the thing that we need to understand is that when we are starting to look, each one is looking different in this world, differently in this world. And this is why things are going to be complicated soon, very soon. Yes. More questions. Matas. Adrenat.
Rabbi, but these early days vegetarians, were they allowed to use milk products?
Yes.
So that means, so they might have been growing these domestic animals for other reasons than meat, right?
Exactly. Also to take the leather, not the leather, the
wool.
The wool. Also to take the wool from them and to use it also as clothing. And this is also part of the issue that the Hebrew nation is not combining meat and milk, because the milk is something that we're taking from the animals, and it's helping them not to feel very complicated with themselves. But to take the meat is we are killing the animal. So you can't combine those two together. Part of the things, we will speak about this later on in more lessons. But now that we know those two destinies and we understand, okay, Matas, you got the answer?
Yeah, but there was another regarding the destiny. So does it mean that parents, they need carefully to choose the name of their newborn because that will be his destiny? Or does it apply only to the Hebrew nation or to any nation? Because my name is not in Hebrew.
You're right. Your name is not in Hebrew. What we say in the Hebrew, excellent question. What we say in the Hebrew nation, that when the parents decides what name to give to the new baby born, God is also combined in this decision, and it is this part of his destiny. I can't say that it's only connected to the Hebrew nation, because everything here in this world have also destiny, have purpose. So therefore you can't say. But the question of how much God is connected to what you're doing and everything else is related, we spoke about this a few times, is related to our behavior. And this, regardless if you're Jewish or you're not a Jewish person, you could be a not Jewish person, but if you are a person that is worshiping God and doing good things in this world, in the right way. So God is with you, and therefore then God is also connected with the things that you're doing, names that you're deciding for your kids, and also names, your name by yourself that you have also. So you need to find exactly the meaning of this name. I don't know if you remember, but when we sat down in the the issue of the Michael. Okay, from time to time, I ask people there, "What is your name? What is the source of your name? What is the meaning of your name?" Because every name I have also a meaning, and this is also the destiny of your life. Part of the destiny. It's not maybe not the only thing, but it's a very important part of the destiny of your life.
But in this case, parents would always choose the names that would guarantee that their children will become great. But it's not always the case, because sometimes the children, they pay for the sins of parents, don't they?
You're right. Not everything is this is how life is a bit more complicated. I want to remind us all that the word ish ve'isha, as we can see here on the table, is containing the words, the letters of God, also Yud and Hey. Therefore, when they are togetherness, and they have also, they're bringing also God to be part of them, so He is also helping them with all of those, say, decisions that they're taking, even though so from time to time it seems like they're deciding for themselves without any connection to God. So it's a question of how much they're related to this and how much it's shown or they can understand that. They are part of mysterious in all of these things that's happening in this life. I will remind you another thing that we spoke in the Michael, the issue of the second dimension and the third dimension.
Right.
Remember that? When we have only the second dimension and someone is taking a chair with 4 legs and is moving it from one place to another place, everybody is sure that it's some sort of a coincidence that all of those 4 legs move together. But the person who is in the third dimension can understand that this chair is one unit, and those 4 legs are together. Therefore, when you're moving one leg, you're moving also the other legs. And the same issue when a couple here is deciding how to call their son or the daughter, they think that it's coincidence what they said. But basically, we know that there's other levels here in this world, and God is a bit more connected to this issue.
Wow.
Okay. Now, this is bringing me to, and I will say it briefly, maybe next time I will deeper this a bit inside, and then we will continue on. The main issue that we have in this world is not the sin that Adam and Eve did or happened to become, I will say, in Eden. The main issue that we have in this world is how exactly we are giving place to someone else that is not me. While Cain, for example, when he was born and he was sure that he is the only one in this world, he forgot that the way that God created this world is by saying to himself, I will move one step forward so people will have space to live here. Because if God will show himself with his full appearance, nobody will manage to live here because God will be all there. He will fill everything here in this area.
Yes.
And God took one step back to give space to others. And we need to do the same. Cain, when he was born, he said, I'm here. That's it.
Done.
No,
yeah.
It can be, I'm the main property here. Abel, his destiny is more than that. He's saying about Abel is needless. Abel is unnecessary. And Abel's job is to educate Cain that to give space to others. And this is the main issue in this world. And when you have this conflict, there are 4 ways how to combine this conflict, how to bring this conflict to a solution, to solve this.
Please share this because this is important.
Yes, there are 4 ways. The first one is basically saying, I am the main person here. And with all of the respect, you are only some sort of a property that I will do whatever I want to do with you. So you can see it after that. I said, I'm not going to be very politically correct, but I'm going to say all sorts of things from the history, coincidentally coming to my mind. We see when Napoleon, for example, is capturing all of Europe,
Right.
he's also capturing part of the African area. And then all of the African people need to learn that the Gauls, the old ancients of the French people, also are the old parents of the forefathers of the people from Africa, even though it isn't connected at all. You know why? Because he captured all of them, and he said, all of them now supposed to be like me, French people. And when the English people came, after 100 years, 150 years after that, to all sorts of places like India, like all sorts of places in the world, they said, everybody needs to be very cultured like us. They're supposed to be just like us. Or they are very, very low level of culture. This is what, if you remember that? When England captured everything, this is what they said. When the Russian captured every place, they also said, we know what, we came, and all of you are needless, are unnecessary, or that you will manage to be like us. This is one way how to live this history of this world. The second way is to say, okay, we have a problem. I'm here, but also you're here, and you also feel like me. So you know what? You are the first one, and I will be secondary to you. And when you smack me in one, I said I'm not going to be politically correct. Yes, when you smack me in one side, I will give you the other side. Okay, because I'm nothing. I'm nothing here. I'm nothing. I'm you everything. I'm nothing. Now this is very nice to declare that. After all, we know that except for few nuns somewhere in the world, most of the people didn't really act like this way. And when we're looking about the nations, we know that part of the most horrible wars that we had in this world, and also the last two world wars that we had in the last century, came from the Christian world, who declared, you are the first important and I'm only secondary for you. And if you will smack me on one side, I will give you the other side. But at the end of the days, when it came to the war situation, we saw that it's not working, this concept. There's a third concept, okay, that we see it in the east side of the world, in the Asia side, it could be in the Japanese side, it could be also in China, in the Buddha side, in India, when they say, look, we don't know how to solve this problem. I'm Cain, but you also Cain. Everybody is important here. We don't know how to solve it. So let's stop the history. Let's vanish. Let's, how do you say it in the Indian way? You say it Vipassana. You say Vipassana. You know what Vipassana is? Let's vanish. I'm nothing and you're nothing. Everybody here is nothing. Let's vanish. Let's do Vipassana. Vipassana. It's nothing. It's not worth to be in this world. This world is a very big house. Everybody is trying to be Cain. So let's try to have a Vipassana. So this is the third way of this world. And the fourth way is the right way. Okay, this is how the Hebrew nation is saying, is to say, listen, I'm here and I'm very important, but you're also here and you're very important also. So let's try to discuss one with each other. Let's try to find the way that I will live here and I will give you a space. But at the same side, you will live here and you will give me a space. And together we will manage to live. And together we manage to live here in this world, because everybody here have his own space. If God created all of us here, so most probably we can live together. He didn't create it, I would say, the Jewish people in Mars,
Right.
and the rest of the world in this earth. Okay, in the last few days, they managed to find in Mars a lot of science issues. Maybe there is life there, or there could be life there in Mars. But God didn't create people in all sorts of other planets. He created all of us here. And the truth is, I'm saying it loud and clear in the internet. I said I'm not going to be politically correct today, that we have enough food that nobody will die here in this world by hunger. On the other side, we know that a lot of people, 60 or 70 million people, are having a lot of hunger in this world. And you know why? Because there are all sorts of people that instead of putting a lot of effort, money, and embassy, all of the will, to bring food from one place to another place, instead of that, they're putting a lot of effort of how to capture Ukraine and how to capture other places. And that's in the right manner, because I'm very important here. I'm Cain. You need to be under me.
Right.
So this is an opening to the main issue that we are dealing today in our world, and the opening of Cain and Abel. It was only the opening. Next week, we're going to go deeper inside to this issue to understand.
Wow.
Rabbi, what we need to learn from this chapter, from this world.
I think you've really brought out today about how the battle of the wills actually comes into play amongst all humanity, and you really captured it with those 4 ways. And I think that's a great point to end this lesson. We've picked up a lot today, and some of it's just so new to me. I'm going to have to digest it. So, we're after our hour. So, I'm going to close it down, but I want to thank you once again, Rabbi Chaim Goldberg, for sharing all the way from Jerusalem with us in Europe and us here in North America that pick up some of this material. And we thank you so much. And folks, I've got to step out. So enjoy your week, and please join us, Rabbi. Let me know when we're going to broadcast next, and to all our friends in Vilnius, Lithuania.
Same time, same place.
Same time, same place. And thank you once again. We've had some nice new people join in. People from the Netherlands, from Holland, have stepped in to join us, and that's nice to see that we're growing there in Europe. And please, all be encouraged. Have a wonderful week, folks. I got to step out for now, so we'll talk again soon. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Dan. See you all. Bye.